I'm so excited about it. This is a post-stamp that is 50 years old. It comes from the country that was built by youth work action. There was all the young people of this country were getting together and they were volunteered in order to build the infrastructure of the entire country. They were together so well, all together, that built the country on that level to be able to host the Winter Olympic Games in 1984. So which country was that? That is going to be my subject. That's the Yugoslavia, the country that is located in Europe, to be more specific, in Southeast Europe. The main things I'm going to talk about today is the Yugoslavia's history. I'm going to pay attention to the Yugoslavia's existence and breakup. Then I'm going to talk about the ethnic and religious groups that live there. And on the end, I'm going to talk about the very last war that happened on Yugoslavian land. There's the war in Tetovo 2001. How Yugoslavia began? In 1945, after the World War II, Yugoslavia became an independent communist country. The leader was Josip Broz Tito. He built a country of brotherhood. This is a picture that you see over here of Tito's pioneers. These are 7-year-old kids that attended to the annual ceremony when they actually gave a pledge. The pledge sounded something like this. Today, as I become a Tito's pioneer, I give my word of honor that I'm going to study and work hard, that I'm going to respect my parents and seniors. I promise to be faithful and honest to my friends. I promise to spread the brotherhood, and I'm going to value every nation in the world that appreciates the peace and freedom. But all of these beautiful commitment to the community didn't last very long. It broke up as soon as Tito died in 1980. He was the only person who was keeping all the people together. And then all of a sudden, after he died, all the differentiations between the people started to show up. This brings me to my next point of my speech, the ethnic and religious groups that lived in Yugoslavia. There are so many different ethnic and religious groups that lived there that they could not stay together anymore. After Tito died, there was nobody else to keep them together. And as you can see on this map, all the different colors that you see, that many different nations, religion, ethnicity, Yugoslavia has and still have nowadays. So what happened is, after Tito died, Slovenia and Croatia claimed that 90% of their population want to be a separate country. So they immediately became independent. Macedonia voted to become independent. So Macedonia was the only one who came out without war. Croatia and Slovenia had just a little bit of a fight with Yugoslavian army, but it was just for a short period of time, and then they immediately claimed to be independent. But what happened with Bosnia and Herzegovina? The people there were separated. Some of them wanted to stay in Yugoslavia, some of them wanted to be an independent country, so they fought for over 3 years. After 3 years, most of the people who still wanted to live in Yugoslavia moved to Serbia. And nowadays, Bosnia is an independent country with mostly Bosnians, Muslims who live there. One of the last countries to think of separating from Yugoslavia was Kosovo. The land, as you can see, is purple. That means that a lot of people who live there are Albanians and Muslims. What they have decided is to separate from the Serbia where they previously were. What happened is they organized an army which was called Kosovo Liberation Army in 1995. Serbia didn't want to give up Kosovo because it's full with the beautiful resources from the nature, like gold and all those things. And they were fighting very hard. That Kosovo Liberation Army felt like they need some help in order to finally get independent. They asked NATO for help. So what is NATO? NATO is a military alliance that provides defense from external enemies. NATO helped Kosovo to become independent, and Serbia still does not agree with that, but they actually at least stopped the war that was going on over here. As you can see, there is one more part that is with purple color, and it's part of Macedonia. This is the place where the last war of Yugoslavian land occurred. Which brings me to my third point, which is the war in Tetovo 2001. As you can see, we remember over here, the people who were fighting for independence were the Kosovo Liberation Army. What happened with the Liberation Army? They split it. Half of them stay in Kosovo to be a police into the Kosovo's area, and the other ones moved to Macedonia to help Albanians to fight for their rights in Macedonia. The people, that part of the Kosovo Liberation Army that came to Macedonia was named Albanian National Army. As you can see, because the biggest part of the population over here is Albanians, they actually made political parties in Macedonia. They're unconstitutional, but while voting, they actually elected mayor of the city that was Albanian. On the very big holiday in Macedonia, he posted the Albanian flag right next to Macedonian flag on the assembly building. This is the main building in the city where the mayor stays. So Macedonian government felt like this is a betrayal of the country. How can post a flag of somebody else's country on our holiday? So they immediately jailed the Albanian mayor. The Albanians got so mad that they have decided to start a conflict. They began to shoot the Macedonian police on 16th of March 2001. And the battle began. They were fighting for 2-3 months, and then Macedonian army offered to Albanians to come to the table and talk about this problem, not to fight with all the guns and everything. So once when they got to the table, Albanians asked to be on the same level like Macedonians, to have the same right of language. In the constitution of Macedonia, they asked to be equal with Macedonians, to have the same language and everything. So these things were going very slowly. They were so upset that they destroyed one of the biggest churches in Macedonia that was over 500 years old. It was rebuilt after, but this made a progress in the negotiations. And 13th of August, actually, Macedonian government accepted what Albanians asked for, and now we have a country that speaks 2 languages. In a conclusion, I can just say that the history is a teacher of life. All of that I said previous is that all of the people who live together, now they hate each other, but they still believe that the borders cannot separate them. And they still believe that one day this country is going to get together, because together, all of them used to be stronger.